Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again to Left Field Day here on the Farts and Crap Show. It's February 16th. I think this should be here for, yeah, known as Left Field Day. Because Nintendo tweeted this out today. So they thought, how much notice do you think we should give our fans? They should, make an hour of free time for us to drop an actual Nintendo Direct. Like, do you think people would, lose their minds at this point? Would the internet become a blaze? There'd be chaos in the streets. Like, we should probably let them know like a week ahead of time, right? Just like, no, 24 hours, I'll be fine. So yeah, the internet's freaking out, and I just wanted to say a few things about this, and also one thing real quick. You know what else this year is the anniversary, 35th anniversary for? It's Metroid, and the 25th for Pokemon, and Blast Corps. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's correct. I think Blast Corps came out in 1996 on the N64. But I digress. Um, and GoldenEye. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure GoldenEye came out in 1996. Uh, first, but oh, the first year, right? So Pilot Wings, which was on the N60, the Super Nintendo. So not not is it just Pilot Wings and what year was that? Hold on, fine, 1996. It was the year of the N64, right? That is a name I don't know how to pronounce. That's fine. Cruisin' USA. That was an arcade game before that. International Superstar Soccer. I don't remember that one. Killer Instinct Gold. There we go. Mahjong Master. Mario Kart 64. That's a pretty big deal. The Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Pilot Wings. Another very Japanese name I don't know how to say. Shadows of the Empire. There's a deep cut. I don't think Nintendo's going to bring that back. Mario 64, obviously. Wave Race. That was a first on the 64. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, not coming back. Wonder Project, something. No idea what the deal is with that. And we got... That's it. So yeah, those are all games that are turning 25. Wave Race might... That seems likely to me. If they were going to unexpectedly bring back a series that hasn't been a thing for a very long time, they might do Wave Race. And a lot of people are speculating like N64 games is going to be the next Switch Online platform. It's like, pretty much guaranteed at this point. I don't agree with that. However, I do think it's the other likely thing. I think it's more likely for them to do the Game Boy family of systems. Right? Now bear with me. They could just say Game Boy Advance, because the Game Boy Advance played Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. And honestly, if they just did Game Boy Advance, I don't think many people would miss the other two. they might for 1 or 2 games. And if you said Super Mario Land and Pokemon Gold and Silver, yes, that is what I was going to say. Other than that, I don't think most people have much of a reason to go back to original Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Because a lot of those games had re-releases on more recent platforms, like even, Metroid 2, Samus Returns. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. The Castlevania games on Game Boy. Forget about it. I think Castlevania Rebirth, the WiiWare game, I think that was originally on the Game Boy. I know that's a real deep cut for you guys. And Pokemon Pinball, I want to say, was on the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance. I think I didn't look that one up. But those games that actually did have their own like gyroscope sensor inside, they could do those on the Switch. And some of the games that most people didn't play multiplayer could now be enjoyed in multiplayer, like Four Swords Adventure. I think Mario Party Advance was that. I think that was a Game Link cable game. Don't remember. And there were some really, really, really good games for pretty much a lot of franchises. Some franchises were even started pretty much on the Game Boy Advance. And Nintendo, a while back, you may remember, put out the original Fire Emblem on the eShop. But the first time we got Fire Emblem in North America was actually on the Game Boy Advance. It was Fire Emblem 7, but it was just called Fire Emblem. And we had Metroid Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion. We had a bunch of great Mario re-releases. Arguably not as good as the originals, but still very, very good games to have on the go. Now, those are not the games I'm talking about. It's not remotely what I'm trying to talk about here. Really? Huh. Alright. But yeah, so this year we have Zelda, Metroid, and Pokemon. Zelda and Metroid, of course, having their... What in the world? What? Oh, it's incompatible with the current suit. Okay, so I need the Varia suit first? I was like, I really don't remember just like a mystery item in this game. Oh. Well, that's weird. They say it's incompatible, but look what I'm doing. Strange. So... they could actually check all of these boxes pretty well with an announcement that Game Boy Advance games are coming as part of the Switch Online. That is really cool. Just a bird head entrance. It's like It's so cool. However, what I think is much more likely, since it is, people are basically expecting big Zelda news, not necessarily Breath of the Wild 2. That's probably going to be the holiday game, as the internet has kind of concluded. And I agree with that analysis. That's fair. Spooky. Squeeze me? Ah. Oh, right, because they look different, obviously. Wait. Huh? Oh, that's how you get the power grip. Okay, cool. I did not remember that. And honestly, guys, like I'm got this fired up on my Wii U right now. The Game Boy Advance library has not been re-released, like, really ever, except for the Nintendo Ambassadors program, like on the 3DS. That's the only time I can think of. And of course on the Wii U, right? Aside from that, these games have not been playable. And a lot of them are fantastic. And it's getting to the point where like in the future, people might, you know, I think these games have aged very well, very handsomely. However, you would be very totally forgiven for saying like, you know, this looks like a pile of crap. I'm not going to play this. You're like, that's fair. You know, with gorgeous games like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, why would you? You know, like those games are huge and massive experiences. You know, why would you go back to playing something like this? It doesn't make any sense. And isn't this the intro area from Super Metroid? Hey, there's my ship. You need the runny runs. Is it also a save point? Right. It's like, you know, Samus, you could just leave. Nobody would, I forgot I have the charge beam now. So, yeah. It's, I think it's very likely that we are going to see ports, re-releases for the most part. Hopefully a pretty good amount of them. I'm betting Nintendo has a lot more ports in the pipeline than they would have us believe. I think that's a pretty fair assumption. I'm pretty sure they were prepared for a not very profitable 2020, but they actually posted pretty good numbers, so they probably held on to some of the aces in their sleeves, right? So, but one of the big ones that could very well be real that we don't know about yet are those ports from the Wii U. that we don't have yet. And I have several reasons on my Wii U why I keep it plugged in and on my entertainment center. And it has not moved in like a couple years. Because the Switch does not have the same games. Game Boy Advance games are one of them. This is like a great way, like Virtual Console in general. Like, I have N64 games on here. I still have some WiiWare games. I have my Game Boy Advance, my Super Nintendo NES games, some actual like real gems, like DuckTales Remastered. That thing is never leaving my Wii U. And Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD. They're already there. They don't require any work. Nintendo could just port those, put them together, and call it a day. I hope they don't do that, because the ones I really want to see is, again, from the studio we don't know what they're working on, Grezzo, who did the Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D, both games. And 3D was very much shoehorned in. They were kind of just on the 3DS. That's why they put the 3D on there, and then they added some very not 3D features. I think like the aiming, I think with the bow is one of them. The bow and the I don't remember. It wasn't like A Link Between Worlds, right? Where you kind of need the 3D to like play it effectively, because they did mess with like depth perception for like puzzle solving and such. And so they could just take those, upscale them, kind of rework the UI if necessary to be on one screen. Just put those together. Now, what would be amazing, which I don't think they're going to do, but what would be incredible, is if they put all 4 games together in a Zelda 3D All-Stars collection. They're not going to do it. They're really not. But they might do the 3DS games upscaled in one collection, and then just do Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD on the eShop separately, with like no real changes. Because like you could use the gamepad for those games, and some people are like, oh yeah, the gamepad was so great with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'm like, I never used the gamepad for those games. I've played them a couple times on my Wii U, and I never felt like I was missing out. And I also just don't like the gamepad. It's clunky, it feels bad as a controller. Maybe mine's just in terrible shape because I did get it secondhand. I don't know. To those of you who actually like have had your Wii U since launch, cool, good on you. I don't know what that's like. But yeah, I feel like this is more doable now. I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game at the moment. Uh, I it looks like I need to go back to Brinstar, but I don't really care. I'm honestly just having fun in the world of Metroid. Yeah, that's the entirety. I have not played this in an embarrassing long amount of time. I love Zero Mission though. Zero Mission and Fusion, I think, well, I'm not going to say they're the best. They are my favorite Metroid games. But here's the other long shot thing. Think about Game Boy Advance. Think about why I think it's significant in 2021 and why Nintendo could do something with that, not necessarily bring Game Boy Advance to Switch. To me, it makes the most sense. But here's another interesting point. There was one original, like, I mean, there was Four Swords Adventure, but come on, that was a multiplayer game. Kind of like a pack-in title for A Link to the Past coming to the Game Boy Advance. But the Minish Cap. The Minish Cap was not first-party Nintendo. It was published by Nintendo. But much like Oracle of Ages and Seasons before it, it was developed by Capcom. Oh, and that's how I get that. Okay, that makes perfect sense now. So I think and I hope we'll see a lot more from Nintendo's second-party studios, right? And considering they spent a very large amount of money, like bringing some of their second-party developers closer to Nintendo HQ in Japan, I don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility. Because when you look at their second-party studios, you start to go, oh, yeah, the guys that made this. Like Mercury Steam, which made the Samus Returns remaster, or remake of Metroid 2. You have Camelot, which I think they're still around. They did quite a few things for Nintendo, especially some great titles on the Game Boy Advance, including Golden Sun. They had man, what's the other one? I feel stupid. No. They had HAL Laboratory, right? Or Laboratories. I always get that confused. They had the other one that made the one that they just bought. They made Luigi's Mansion. Man, why can't I remember? NGC, or is it GameCube, Nintendo? I don't remember. Developed and published. It was not developed by Nintendo. It was developed by actually, maybe it was. Next Level Games. Those are the guys. Yeah, we really don't know what they're working on. Like I mentioned before, Grezzo, Hudson Soft. I believe they are considered second-party Nintendo now. Retro Studios. It's like, okay, so we're looking at Donkey Kong Country Returns, Mario Party, Luigi's Mansion, the oh my goodness, Intelligent Systems. Okay, there we go. It's like, I feel so embarrassed. I can't remember who made Thousand Year Door. Intelligent Systems, yes. They and then of course there's, you know, Nintendo's first party stuff, right? That I'm sure they might mention stuff that they're working on. They might even do Mario Odyssey DLC. Kinda doubt it. They might announce. I don't think they're gonna have anything Mario related. Pretty sure. But I'm hoping they have a new retro style game in the form of something like the Minish Cap. Like, hopefully, like Capcom like working with Nintendo kind of thing, or even I think this game was developed in house. I think it was Nintendo. Yeah, it's R&D one. It's first party Nintendo. Okay, that's what I thought. So, but I mean, it's been a while. I mean, Mario Odyssey has been out for quite a while, as has. But I mean, these games keep selling. You know, like it's the same conundrum with like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Excuse me, Mario Kart 8 is what I have on my Wii U. Um, why would they announce Mario Kart 9 if they are still selling the game like millions of copies? You know, but they do say strike while the iron's hot. That's why you announce Mario Kart 9 because the iron is very hot. So they could. I mean, there's lots of things that people are looking forward to. Um, I mean, Bayonetta 3, we might hear some news on it. Um, or they might bring back something. Um, Fire Emblem Three Houses was pretty good success. They might have a new entry in that series, but I'm hoping for a stopgap game in a retro style. Like, and I'm thinking if they are going to do something like that, that's a little easier to develop, especially nowadays. And with the success of like similar games like Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight, and recently with like Cyber Shadow, and they've had time. Like, how much more likely is it that we'll get uh, a game like that where it's like, hey, I know you guys are waiting for Metroid Prime 4 and Breath of the Wild 2, but here's two brand new Zelda and Metroid games. Like, that may harken back to a simpler time. You know, back when your Nintendo system didn't have Wi Fi. Or even stereo speakers. Burn. But, so I'm hoping for something like that. And they could, I mean, I hope they do it in house, but like I mentioned before, with their second party studios, they have so many good developers under their wings. And I mean, and I'm sure, like, what was it, Monolith Soft, I think? Is that Monolith Soft? The Breath of the Wild guys? I mean, they gotta be hard at work, you know? We're probably gonna get a look at, like, the new Pokemon Snap, maybe a little bit, but like pretty sure I mentioned before, I think they're going to announce a Pokemon Direct. It's probably going to happen a week later because Pokemon Day is going to be on the 27th, literally 10 days after the Nintendo Direct happening tomorrow. So if they did a Pokemon Direct just like a couple days before that, they could better outline what they have planned, because if you check Pokemon.com, they have a lot of stuff in the pipeline for Pokemon Day and a bunch of other things. I touched on some of it, right, in my... I had did a Pokemaniac update video that talked about the stuff that I glazed over, but it's not out of the ordinary. I think they did this last year where they had a direct mini, and then they're like before a Pokemon Direct. And sometimes they use direct as in like a chance to announce other announcements, essentially. Like, yeah, I mean, the Pokemon Direct thing comes to mind. I can't think of anything else. But yeah, I just think Game Boy Advance, like, as the next Switch Online platform, I think it makes the most sense. And it's the least effort thing that Nintendo can do to give the players something they really want on their Switch. 2 fantastic Metroid games, 1 fantastic Zelda game. I don't know about Four Swords Adventures. I never played it. Because I wanted to play it with 3 other people, and, you know, things like that you could do. Switch Online. 2 of my favorite Pokemon games. Well, if you want to go super literal, 5. Because Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. But really, that's 2 games. Fire Red and Leaf Green, the same thing. Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, kind of all the same thing, realistically. If you go back, most people are going to play Emerald. So. And, just a lot of other really good stuff. I mean, you had Mario and Donkey Kong. That was a thing they might bring back. You had Wario Land 4, Wario World 4. I think it was Wario World on the GameCube. I think it was Wario Land 4. You had Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. You had Final Fantasy 1 through 6, except 3. And Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I think there were some Dragon Quest games on there that didn't come to the States. I don't know. Golden Sun 1 and 2. Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga. You had Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland. You had Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. You had Mario Party Advance, which I never played. Pokemon Pinball. Just, there's a lot of opportunities there. So, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm gonna get going. That's pretty much time. I wanted to keep it to about half an hour. But, that's what I think we're gonna be looking at. I think there's gonna be some surprises. Probably 2 or 3, like, things out of left field, right? But for the most part, we're probably going to be looking at ports and the announcement of the new platform, which is probably going to be N64, but hopefully Game Boy Advance. Probably the announcement for a Pokemon Direct, which will probably be next week. And hopefully some cool stuff that's kind of expected from second-party studios. Probably Grezzo, Hudson Soft, HAL Laboratory. Hopefully Intelligent Systems, and, well, no, because I think they might have done Origami. I think they did Origami King, so probably not Intelligent Systems. But the big second-party studios, and hopefully something developed by Capcom for Nintendo, because I feel like it's been a long time since Capcom has handled a first-party Nintendo IP. I hope they do something in the vein of the Minish Cap, or even just bringing Oracle of Ages and Seasons to the Switch. That'd be cool. But they could do that with the Game Boy things, you know what I mean? Game Boy Advance Color, or original, just Game Boy Family. A la Game Boy Player, actually, which was the GameCube thing. And see, there's tons of reasons why they could do this, and I think they should, and they might. They really might. But yeah, Metroid, Pokemon, Zelda, in the comments. Go. What do you want to see from these 3 IPs? And what do you want to see make a comeback? My secret holdout, like I really, really want this. Castlevania. Bring it back, please. That'd be great. Um, that'd be really great. Or, at the very least, if it is Game Boy Advance, bring uh, like the double pack that they did, like Dawn of Aria of Sorrow and what was the other one? Harmony of Dissonance or something, which is very oxymoronic. But anyway, let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next video and have a beautiful day.